Hello there. It is I, Sky, aka, or also known as, Disguised Pack. So, it has come to me that a certain programming language, namely Python, has become rather popular and it may dominate the programming side of things in the world. It used to be Java, and then Python showed up and decided to kick Java off the throne for a bit. We don't know if it's going to actually decimate later on, but so far the trend is that it's going to be big. And right now, the programming experience I have is with the C family, namely C#. I was thinking about learning C++, concerning the fact that it's much more versatile rather than just depending straightforward on the .NET framework. And I just decided, yeah, C++ may be good because it's quite similar to C#. But C++ isn't very popular. And it occurred to me that Python, it's a very good language, and considering the fact it's it's quite powerful apparently for the use of data analysis and what do you call it? Just AI development, and that stuff is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So what better way to learn it than record myself for you, so then you can watch me make an actual fool of myself while trying to learn this language, and you can obviously learn alongside as well. And I'll try not to screw up. So rather than just straight up learning it, just, having whatever language it is, I've decided, what would be cool? Let's actually have something to program. So my goal for now is to make a simple text-based RPG. So you know what an RPG is, right? Just role-playing game where you have, it's a turn-based RPG right now. Well, a turn/text-based. So what I'm thinking of is, you walk into a room, or the text says that you walked into a room, and then it'll say you encountered any enemy, and then you engage in a turn-based fight against it. So, yeah, why not? That'll be pretty fun. Let's incorporate some different mechanics into it. I actually made this in Java, so it should be easy enough for me to do. But the syntax is going to be very much different. Well, some of it is going to be different. So right now I've got Visual Studio up right now. I know it's weird using Python in Visual Studio. You should really be using PyCharm, but I use Visual Studio for quite a lot of things. So I thought, you know what? Let's just install another 3 gigabytes of plugin to allow me to use Python on this thing. And here we go. I've got the 3.7 64-bit Python interpreter, and just made a Python training thing just to allow me to learn. And after I know how to do stuff, I'll make a new file, and we'll just start making the game, I suppose. So, okay, I've got the Python documentation. We're gonna need 3.7 for now. 3.79? What do we have? Just 3.7. Nothing. I'm just gonna leave this here. Doesn't really matter anyway. So yeah, let's read into this. So Python is an easy to learn, powerful programming language. It has an efficient, high-level data structures. It has efficient high-level data structures and a simple but effective approach to object-oriented programming. Python's elegant syntax and dynamic typing together with its interpreted nature make it an ideal language for scripting and rapid application development in many areas on most platforms. The Python interpreter and the extensive standard library are freely available. Blah blah blah. We don't need to know this stuff, but it's good to know that it's the Python website. By the way, this is also found on the Python website, except instead of doing www. It's docs. I think. Actually, I think you can still do www. But anyway, okay. The Python interpreter is easily extended. Okay, we don't need. That's fine. You know, you can just read this in your own time. This is it's kind of just extra stuff. But let's first of all, let's see what we can actually hear. So, whetting your appetite. I can't speak English. Should we really be using the Python interpreter, invoking the interpreter, argument passing, interactive mode? That seems quite simple for now. But let's just we'll start from the beginning. If you do much work on computers, eventually you'll find that there's some tasks you'd like to automate. For example, you may wish to perform search and replace over a large number of text files, or rename and rearrange a bunch of photo files in a complicated way. Perhaps you'd like a small custom database, or a specialized graphical user interface application, or a simple game. We want to make a simple game. If you're a professional software developer, you may have to work with several C/C++/Java libraries, but find the usual write/compile/test/recompile cycle too slow. Perhaps you're writing a test suite. Okay, it's just giving us a bunch of stuff. But anyway, Python is just a language for you. You could write a Unix. Wait, what? You can write Unix shell scripts. Nice, because I'm kind of transitioning from Windows to Linux. But anyway, also Unix is fast. Or Windows batch files for some of these tasks. But shell scripts are best at moving around files and changing text data, not suited for graphical user interface applications or games. You could write a C/C++/Java program, but it would take a lot of development time to even get a first draft program. Python is simpler to use, available on Windows, Mac OS, and Unix operating systems, and will help you get the job done more quickly. This is not a tutorial. This is just whetting appetite. I'm an idiot. But anyway, it's fine. Basically, it's easy. It's quite good. It's a good language. Anyway, let's just Python interpreter usually installed as user local bin. Okay, on these machines where it's available. Unix shell path. Possible to start it by typing the command. Yeah, we're not on Unix right now, so okay, we're just gonna let's see, Python install for Microsoft Store. I have it installed through Visual Studio, so I'm typing. Sorry, I'm skipping through this a lot. So this is just starting the interpreter. Okay, and then you can also exit the interpreter by using this. Okay, okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna get my... Nope, I'm gonna do this. Python 3.7. Crap. What about just Pi? Hey, okay, just Pi works. So we have Python. That's nice. Good to know that it installs through Visual Studio, also puts it onto the computer. That's pretty epic. Okay, let's see. Okay, typing in an end of file character, Control D apparently on Unix, Control Z on Windows. So the primary prompt causes the interpreter to exit with a 0 exit status. So that doesn't work for you. No, if that doesn't work, you can exit the interpreter by typing the following command: quit with the method. By the way, I'm actually able to say that's a method because it has brackets. That's something you learn later on. Okay, so Control Z apparently, eh? Yeet. That didn't work. Work! Okay. Well, then we'll just use this quit. Yeet. And it dies. That's great. That's incredible. We've reached level 1, boys and gals, if there's any woman. Probably not, but anyway. Typing in and okay, we've seen that. The interpreter's line editing features interactive editing, history substitution, and code completion on systems that support the GN. This is just straight up showing off to me. It's not really doing anything, but anyway, perhaps the quickest. Wait, where the command line editing is supported is typing. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Okay, let's run that thing again. First of all, we'll do the thing that just came at us. If nothing appears to happen, or okay, is that good? Command line editing isn't available, and you'll only be able to use backspace to remove characters from current line. Okay. So invalid syntax. What the what? Nope, nothing working. So it looks like I don't have that. That's fine. Oh yeah, I need to check if this works now. So it's Control Z, right? Hey, that works as well, okay. So Control Z and then you have to actually press enter. I'm probably going to cut a lot of this out, but anyway. Interpreter operates somewhat like a Unix shell. When called with standard input, connected to a TTY device, no idea what TTY is, it reads and executes commands interactively when called with a file name argument or with a file as standard input. It reads and executes a script from that file. Second way of starting the interpreter is Python C command and then argument, which executes the statements in command. Okay, what is this word? Analogous to the shell's thing object, the C thing. This is weird. I don't fully understand that, and I don't. This is kind of boring. Let's actually get to the. Okay, argument passing. We'll come back to this. You know what? Wait. When known interpreter script name turned list. Okay, you can access this by executing import sys. Okay, we may use this later, but for now, we're not going to. For now, let's just see what this is. Okay, so instead of having code blocks, you have this thing. That's cool. So, okay. So what I see here is that a Boolean value has just been declared. Weird thing is, there's no Boolean being. So so Python is so big brain that it understands that you don't need to give it a type. You can just straight up what do you call it? You can just straight up give it a value and it automatically changes the type of the variable. Okay, that's pretty cool. Good to see the int syntax is still the same, except instead of using code blocks using the curly brackets, instead of using the braces, you use a colon. Print is, I'm guessing, the same thing as console.writeLine, or for those Java users, system.out.println or println, I don't know, just ln. Be careful not to fall off. Okay, and of course, no semicolon. That's gonna get some getting used to. Anyway, interpreter and its environment. Source code is encoding. By default, source files are treated as encoded UTF-8. In that encoding, characters of most languages in the world can be used simultaneously in string literals, identifiers, and comments. Although standard library only uses ASCII characters for identifiers. Okay. A convention that any portable code should follow. To display all these characters properly, your editor must recognize that the file is UTF-8 and it must use a font that supports all the characters in the file. To declare an encoding other than the default one, a special comment line should be added as the first line of the file. The syntax as follows. When encoding is one of the valid codecs supported by Python. Wait, I read that wrong. Yeah, that's just the end of the where encoding is one of the valid codecs supported by Python. Okay. For example, to declare so to put a comment, you use the hashtag barbarians. Jesus, these Python developers are barbarians. So uncivilized. For example, to declare that Windows 1252 or just 1252 encoding is to be used, the first line of your source code should be coding colon, also these weird things. So that's an underscore, asterisk, underscore, space, coding colon, space, whatever encoding you want to use. In this case, for Windows, Windows 1252. It's CP1252 space, and then your underscore, asterisk, underscore. Yeah. Why do I not remember asterisks? By the way, the space asterisk the space underscore asterisk underscore is separate from what the Windows is, just in case you didn't notice. Anyway, one exception to the first line rule is when the source code starts with a Unix shebang line. I don't like this. I do not like this one bit. I'm gonna say shebang. I know anyone watching this will know why I'm saying shebang. I was about to say the other one, but I'm gonna call this shebang. Who the hell named this thing? Anyway, in this case, the encoding declaration should be added as the second line of the file. For example, okay, so this So I'm guessing env means invoke. So, okay. So Unix shebang line. I think that means which interpreter you want to use. So this declares what interpreter you want to use and then use the encoding. Unix Python 3 interpreter is by default not installed with the executable named Python so that it does not conflict with the simultaneously installed Python 2 executable. Okay. I learned very little. I learned a little bit, but not a lot. All right, I've already. Oh, okay. Well, next to an informal introduction to Python, chapter 3. You know what? Okay, this is where the real coding starts. I'm gonna end this episode here. So tell me if you liked it or not. This is just kind of, learning the. This is just whetting your appetite, really, or just straight up. Let's just see what Python is. What does it do? Why? No. I'm just gonna no. That's not what this is. What this is just the hell is Python? I want to know. We just figured out what the hell Python is, and we learned that it can do cool stuff. And there we go. Okay, I'm ending this video. I'm gonna start the next one in a sec.